Alpaka just dropped a new backpack duffel and a sling. Let's talk about them. In this video, we're gonna run through the new Alpaka Momentum collection, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts after reviewing 600 plus of the world's best bags. If you're thinking about making a purchase, we highly suggest doing so with the first link in the description. Two reasons why. One, if we have any discount codes, which we often have with Alpaka, that's what they'll be. And two, it just helps us support the Nomadization YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about the gist of the Alpaka Momentum collection. If you don't know, Alpaka is a carry brand from Australia. They crush EDC gear, but in my opinion, haven't done as well on the travel side of things. But this new collection is making me second guess that opinion because they're doing some really interesting stuff here. And I think these are great bags for the right person. Because although these bags can be used for your everyday carry, really, I think that packability and the fact that they can compress is the most important aspect of this collection. And compressible bags are freaking awesome when it comes to travel. Let's say you're traveling with a suitcase, you just have that suitcase, you pop the bag in the luggage, and then when you get to your destination, this is your everyday carry. And it's great to put in your luggage or in a larger bag because of how well it packs down and how malleable it is and how lightweight it is. And a lot of that has to do with the fabric, which we'll talk about in detail in just a second. You know what? No, let's talk about the fabric right now because that's the most important aspect of these bags. And it's also the most interesting aspect of the bags. This is a new material called Axodyne, and it's gnarly. It's sort of got a feel like X-Pack in terms of its sort of plasticky-ness, but it's a lot more textured than an X-Pack fabric is. And you can also see it's a ripstop with all that reinforced square stitching. And Alpaka's been known to dip their toes into the waters of trippy as like they've done hot pink gear and blood red. So I think this is actually gonna make a great option for somebody looking for a packable pack or sling or duffel, but you're kind of sick of the old black packable bags. But let's just go a little bit deeper into this fabric because you can see it's actually got some transparency to it. You see that? Moving around there, that's my thumb, okay? And certain parts of this bag, you can literally actually see through it. I wanna show you what I mean. So we're gonna take a pair of scissors. I hate doing this, but sometimes it must be done. You can see as we cut into it, again, the fabric is see-through on one side, slightly transparent, but then the outer fabric is a lot more coarse, much thicker. Because of that, it's less see-through, but you can still see through a little bit of it. So yeah, it's a really interesting fabric. It feels robust. It's gonna be weather resistant. It's gonna be very tear resistant. I had a difficult time even getting my scissors into it. All while being, most important of all, for a packable bag, very lightweight. All right. Fabric rant over. Let's talk about the bags one by one, starting with the sling. Packable slings are awesome because they retain their malleability, which for me makes it a lot more comfortable to wear. There's a couple really interesting things that Alpaka did with this packable sling that you might not see on other packable slings. For instance, we have a front pocket and a middle compartment, both of which are accessible with PU-coated zippers. I assume they're YKK. Alpaka always uses YKK. Oh yeah, love them for that. So they're gonna be high quality, but they could peel over time. But the PU-coated zipper plus this fabric, which just feels like, it feels weather resistant, but let's actually see. Yeah, you can see, oh yeah, water's beating up, flowing right off of this thing. Let's see if it's spilling through. No, this is gonna be a very weather resistant material. So you add in the weather resistant zippers on top of it. This is definitely a packable sling that's gonna do pretty well if you get caught in a storm. As with most packable slings, very basic. No additional organization in the front, and we've only got one pocket in the main compartment, this zippered power mesh pocket here. So if you're looking for a sling with a lot of pockets, this is probably not gonna make the cut. Look at this transparency though. You can see my fingers, even those double layers, right? So we have the internal and the external, and still there's a bit of that transparency, which I think kind of is cool. It gives a trippy effect, man. This fabric is just wild. And if you want to convert the sling into a tech pouch, the shoulder strap is very easily removable by this Maglocks hardware, which is Alpaka's in-house hardware brand. Alpaka, they made this fabric, they make their hardware. They're on a different level when it comes to ability to innovate since they do so many things internally. And I love them for that. One thing I don't love as much is just how bulky Maglocks hardware could be. These are some big old buckles. And it just feels like it conflicts with the light feel of a packable sling. So not my favorite, but I'll give them props for ease of use, easy to pop on and to take off, great movement. So no matter where you're wearing the sling, it flows with your body very well. And if you're into external carry, we have a little D-ring on the bottom, which means that you can clip things to the bottom of the sling as well. If you want to find out more about the Momentum Sling, be sure to check the description because we'll have links to where you can get the discount code. And we also might have a full review link down there as well. Next up, let's talk about the star of the show, in my opinion, which is the backpack. Because packable slings I'll use sometimes, but like all slings are kind of usually pretty packable, minus like the big bulky ones from like, I don't know, Black Ember or CT. Like most slings are pretty malleable and kind of compress into themselves. I don't know who uses packable duffels. So that one I feel like is gonna be a smaller market, but the packable backpack is a staple in the sort of one bag modern travel community. Because you want something big enough when you get to your destination to be your day pack that can carry your sweater, your water bottle, maybe your laptop, plus all your knickknacks and everything else, passport, wallet. And that's when you really need a backpack, but you don't want it taking a lot of space. And there's kind of two kinds of packable bags. There's ones like the Globe Rider Matador, which are so packable that you can literally take them into a ball and like tie it into itself. That's like level 10 of packability. But then you have the other side of packable bags, which are like this one or the Ergo Pack 2, where they're not really gonna pack into a ball into itself, but they flatten exceptionally well, like a pancake, or at best, you can fold it, therefore allowing you to put this bag in the front pocket of your backpack. For me, I always prefer packable bags like this. Reason being, the negative is they take up more space. No doubt about that. That part sucks. But everything else aside from that is a win because it's more comfortable, it's more robust, it's more structured, and it just has more features and it's a better bag to actually use once you get to your destination. Again, we got the same trippy as fabric. Top pocket on the front. This sort of reminds me of the new Aero bag from Alpaka. Sort of a similar design here with this top pocket. We got two lining pockets and a key leash. We're using the same PU coated zippers, which is gonna be a pro or a con. Let me know what you think. Are you stoked that Alpaka put PU coated zippers on these bags? Do you wish they were just regular zippers? Let me know what you think in the comments below. You got a nice top handle, but here's something that's interesting is that the opening is sort of aligned along the back panel, sort of giving you kind of like that reverse clamshell that you see with like a lot of roll tops or even like the Peak Design travel bag. It wasn't necessary for Alpaka to do this, but it's interesting. But one decision they made that I'm kind of shocked by, that zipper placement gave a really nice amount of real estate right here that could have been the perfect location for an external water bottle pocket. Now for me, that's not a deal breaker, but having read all the comments on this channel and other bag review channels, like I know that y'all hydro homies out there, that it is a deal breaker. And it's like, they could have just done something right there. I feel like it would have been so easy. But if it's not a deal breaker for you, you can see we have this slot right here, good for a water bottle, just a bit of organization, got the power mesh pocket at the top, and a sleeve for your tech stuff. Now I like this because if there's one thing that packable backpacks are at, it's protecting your tech gear, which makes sense, right? Like it's meant to be packable, which means it's meant to be light, and if it's light, it's not gonna have a lot of padding. But this is a really nice laptop sleeve for a packable bag. There's a little bit of a raised bottom, not much, but better than, like we just reviewed the Matador Pack Hacker collab for the Refraction, which is legendary packable backpack. But they added a laptop sleeve and it's not a laptop sleeve. It's just a piece of fabric on the back of the main compartment. But this is actually a laptop sleeve as to where you can see they added padding at the bottom. We have the padding from the back and the sleeve itself is just accessible. It just feels like my laptop is safer in there. Now, I'm not gonna do a volume check on all these bags, but the backpack, we just have to. Alpaka's claiming the bag is 22 liters. So let's see if they are correct. Because sometimes Alpaka does have, let's say, a reputation of overstating their capacity. Not all the time, but sometimes. Let's also do a quick dimension check while the bag is fully packed out. We got a height of 19 inches, a width of just under 12 inches, and a fully packed out depth of 8 inches. Front pocket, fully packed out. You're gonna get about a liter from that. And main compartment. So coming in at 5, 10, 15, 20, just a smidgen over 20 liters. So I think that we can comfortably say, yeah, 22 liters, no problem. Bag also has a hidden back pocket, really nice space. It's not too tight, easy to put your hand in. And it runs to about here, so well designed. And then the padding, I just think it's a very comfortable day pack. We've got some breathable mesh on the shoulder straps and the back panel. Luggage pass-through holder allows you to carry the bag vertically, but also because of that design, I don't know if this is intentional on Alpaka's parts, but this cut right there means that there's no padding here, or at least significantly less, which then allows you to make that fold. It might damage the bag a bit over the long run, but yeah, overall, killer packable bag. Not my cup of tea. I don't love the grid patterns, so that's a bit too out there for my taste. But functionally speaking, this thing's got it going on. If you want to learn more about the bag and get our discount code, first link down there. Real quick for the duffel, it's a big boy. Coming in at 35 liters. The shoulder strap is very chunk-alicious, like impressively so actually. The whole shoulder strap is actually chunky because we got this chunky metal hardware as well, which kind of feels a little out of line with the whole lightweight vibe of the bag, but I am stoked about the comfort you're gonna get with the duffel strap. Sort of tote-esque when it comes to the top handles. That's where you can do shoulder mode, very easy. Y'all gotta tell me though, like, who's using a packable duffel when they travel? Comment below, like tell me if you're using this and when you're using this. Are you just doing the flights? Because this could work well with a suitcase. Got the luggage pass-through right here, so maybe you want all your stuff really quick to access underneath the seat in front of you. I don't know. I don't get duffels in travel. I only get duffels when it comes to road trips. It makes so much sense. It's the best. It is the freaking best with road trips. But every other use case, I don't know. I've gone to the beach with duffels a few times. There's select situations where I get the duffel experience. This is less one of them, so if you're a duffeler, let me know your thoughts below. Check out this front monster pocket though. Like, this is massive. You can fit a human head in there. It's so massive. I don't know why. That's my metric. But it is a small human head. Main compartment has a bit more organization. We've got a power mesh pocket here, 2 down there, and 2 big ones here. But you have to really keep this thing packed out to be able to use those pockets successfully because, you know, as it should be, it's very foldy. Be flopping all over the place unless you have a foundation, a structure in there of some, you know, bulkier gear. Yeah, I don't know. I'm less interested in this bag because I don't quite get its use case. But if we get enough requests, I'll do a full review. Happy to. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And remember, if you want to find out more information about this bag, best price, discount codes, first link in the description. As you can tell, I got a lot of opinions and experience with packable bags. And I think that when we do our next best packable bags roundup, these guys might be there. That backpack for sure. But if you're here because you're looking for a packable bag and you want to know what else is on the market, we did do a full roundup of our favorite packable backpacks. And you can check it out by watching this video right here. If you got any questions about these bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.